Now joining us live from London is Teles's political analyst Tariq Ali. Tariq, thank you so much for joining us. We've seen these extraordinary exchanges at the start of the NATO summit. What exactly is going on?
Well, what is going on is fairly straightforward. The United States has for many years, including well before Trump became president, been active behind the scenes, suggesting that the European countries pay more to NATO, uh, participate in more NATO actions, and basically take their responsibilities. They've been saying this politely, without too much debating in public. What Trump has done is brought this discussion straight out into the open, as is his style as president, and said publicly what is being said behind the scenes. And he has done it in his characteristic fashion by insulting countries, by insulting political leaders who are meant to be, and in fact are, US allies. Without the support of the EU countries, Trump would have had problems in many parts of the world, as the US would have, in running their empire. The EU is an important part of the cleaning up operations of the American empire and aiding what they do in Africa, as some of them have been pointing out. So why insult Germany? I think he wants more money from the Germans. I think the American position has been for some time that the Germans are the largest power in Europe and should play more of a role in military operations. And so he's decided to do this public, but of course, without understanding what impact it will have inside Germany itself. And one more thing,
Really quickly.
Figures.
Hi, Tariq, really quickly. I have to ask, why do you think, we just said that these discussions have become public, but why have they become public? Is Trump playing more to his domestic audience, or does this have to do with the fact that he's meeting with Vladimir Putin next week?
I think both those things are involved, but things like this have happened before. I think Trump is basically saying to the military industrial establishment at home and his own supporters, I'm going to be tough, I'm going to teach the Germans a lesson. It is largely aimed at his domestic audience, I think, in order to make sure the midterms go well and to show the world that he is not a Putin friend, a Putin stooge himself.
And now there are protests now in Brussels against NATO. Can we expect more protests in Britain, where Trump is going to be there on Friday? What can we expect? What are the demonstrators in London expecting?
Well, I think there will be tens of thousands of people out on the streets in London demonstrating against America's wars, against Trump's escalation of these wars in some cases, and of course the NATO alliance. I mean, lots of people are asking, what is this alliance for? It is not a defensive alliance, it is an offensive alliance which is used to help the United States maintain its empire. And why should this go on for so long? And after Trump's insults, many people in Germany and elsewhere, I mean citizens, not necessarily the elite, will be asking the same questions. So I think the reception Trump is going to get in Scotland, where he's going to go to play golf, will be huge. There was big anger in Scotland at many of the things he said, and many Scottish newspapers are publicly calling for the people to turn out against Trump.
Tariq Ali, I'm wondering, are we going to be seeing you at the protest on Friday against President Trump when he gets to London?
I hope so, unless something else happens. I will certainly be there, as well. More important than me, there will be tens and tens of thousands of young people.
Well, hopefully we can talk to you again and talk to you about how those protests were. Thank you so much for chatting with us. We've been speaking to Talis, your political ally, Tariq Ali, who is talking to us from London.